Hello everyone, I'm Dan Philgreen and this is Shell Point Today for Thursday, June 11th. On today's show, we will head over to Ruth Deuber's place where she's cooking up a recipe of shrimp linguini in her kitchen. Also, we'll get another finance tip from Anna Smith in a FineMark Minute. But first, we want to remind you about a special pancake breakfast tomorrow at the Woodlands. Father's Day is June 21st, and we're tipping our hats to dads early with a morning breakfast that's sure to hit the spot. Everyone who's ever been a father is invited. Oh, and those who've had a father, or been a son, or a daughter for that matter. Whatever it looks like to you, you're invited. So come and celebrate at 9 a.m. in the Grand Cypress Room of the Woodlands. Again, that's tomorrow morning, and the cost is only $5 per person. Saturday is the first night of the Summer Concert Series here at Shell Point. The award-winning Crossroads Quartet takes the stage at the Village Church for some delightful a cappella arrangements and harmonies in the barbershop quartet style, as well as vocal jazz, blues, gospel, pop classics, and standards. The concert starts at 7:30 p.m. and tickets are $20 each, or you can purchase the entire 4-concert series for $60 by visiting either service desk, or you can just call 454-2067. Many retailers have been affected by hackers who breached their store's security system, stealing customers' data, such as their bank debit and credit card numbers. Anna Smith of FineMark Bank gives us some advice on how to steer clear of becoming a victim of credit and debit card information theft in this FineMark Minute.
Hello, I'm Anna Smith, Managing Executive at FineMark National Bank and Trust on the island. In today's FineMark Minute, we are talking about credit and debit card security breaches happening at major retail stores across the country. Many retailers have been affected by hackers who breach a store's security system and steal a customer's data, including card numbers, zip codes, and expiration dates. Retailers hit include Target, Home Depot, Neiman Marcus, Sally Beauty, P.F. Chang's, and the thrift store operations of Goodwill. If you are choosing between using a credit card and a debit card, we advise using a credit card. If a retailer is breached or your identity is stolen, you don't have to make an immediate payment to the credit card. You can contest it. When you use a debit card, the money comes directly and immediately from your checking account. So then you have to work to get your money back. If you still choose to use debit, alerts are available at many banks. At FineMark, a convenient email or text message alerts you when a purchase has been made with your debit card. So if you notice transactions you did not make, you contact us immediately and we will take appropriate action. The service is free for all FineMark debit card holders and the alerts are customizable. You can receive them for a variety of things, including funds added and removed, signature transactions, and high-risk transactions like pay at the pump or out-of-state transactions. If you bank at FineMark, we would be happy to set up those alerts for interested clients. If you would like to set up alerts, or if you have a question, stop by our office on the island or give us a call at 239-461-5999. With today's FineMark Minute, I'm Anna Smith.
And now it's time to take a visit to Periwinkle to see Ruth Deuber, who's in her kitchen with a great recipe for shrimp linguini. It's the What's Cooking segment of Shell Point TV, brought to you by Herbs and Spices, which are always good to have in the kitchen whenever cooking up something delicious, just like Ruth does.
Hi, I'm Ruth Deuber, and this is What's Cooking at Shell Point. And this is a dish that's a little bit lighter for our hot weather here. It's shrimp linguini, and it has lots and lots of fresh spinach in it. So it does call for wine, but as I've said before, you can substitute chicken broth anytime for that. I do have the water boiling over here for the linguini, but we're going to take all these ingredients over here to the stove. So hope I make it without spilling anything. There. I'm going to use whole wheat linguini. And I noticed in this box that I got, on the back of it, it has a little diagram, and it says for how much. So you hold it up and put it right there, right where 2 servings is. I thought that was pretty neat. So the water's boiling, so I am going to put it in to get that started. And it does take a little bit longer. I think I should have used a larger pot, but that's okay. It'll get in there eventually. And we're going to do a timer. And I think we're going to set it for 12 minutes. While Warren was still with me, I started using the whole wheat pasta, and he didn't know the difference. So I thought, well, that's pretty good. That shows that you can still be healthy with it. So we'll let that go for now, and we'll pay attention to our skillet here. And I'm going to turn it on, and we're going to start with some butter. And this doesn't have to be exact either, but I don't think that has to be exact, so we're going to put that in. And we're going to measure out our wine. And it's 1/4 cup, which is about 2 ounces. As I say, it doesn't have to be exact. So what we're going to basically do is start making our sauce. And we're going to get that melted. And we're going to add some garlic. And again, I did the lazy way. It calls for 2 cloves chopped, which is about, I think it's equivalent to a 1/2 tablespoon. Oh, let's put a little more. You can't have too much garlic. So that's that. So we'll put that in there. And we're going to get that to start to cook a little bit. Well, we're starting to get the fragrance now of the garlic. Now we're going to put in the wine. We're going to bring that to a boil. And we'll let that cook down a little bit. And while we're waiting for that, we'll add 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And here goes the pepper that I don't measure. Okay. Now I'm going to add the shrimp. And you'll want to turn the heat down a little bit. We don't want it to overcook. Now you don't want to use the already cooked shrimp because this is the secret to getting the flavor going all the way through. There, as you see, they're starting to turn pink. In another minute or so, I'll turn them over. And there, they're looking beautiful. Now we're going to add some more butter, and as I say, this is sort of up to you. I think this helps to make the sauce. And now we're going to start to put a little cheese with it. Here's just regular Parmesan. And I think we need a little more of the cheese. I say this one is not exact recipes either, so. And our linguini will be done in another 3 minutes. Okay, now while we're waiting for that, I'm going to take this off the heat. Okay, while the linguine is finishing cooking, I'll put this back on the burner for just a moment. And we're going to start adding some spinach. This is triple washed, it says. So we don't have to worry about that. And of course this cooks very quickly. Because you don't want to overcook it. You want just enough to wilt it. There's the timer. You take that off of there, and I'm going to dish up some of the linguine. Now, I have a little trick that one of my neighbors told me about. I had a whole bunch of parsley, and so I chopped some up and put it in the freezer in these little packets. And so now I have some parsley to put on the top. You can see that the spinach is just wilted, so it'll still have a little crunch to it. So we'll take up a serving of it here. And let's put on a little more Parmesan. And there it is. So I'm going to get a fork and try it. This will be mighty hot, but I'll try it. Well, it's hard to get the pasta up. So I'm just going to taste it this way. That is perfect. Just enough of the little bit of the wine taste, although it could be chicken broth, and lots of garlic, and the spinach is just perfect. I'm going to take that bite too. I'll put this up on the website. I hope you'll try it. And thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
And now it's time for the latest happenings, Academy news, menus, and Village Church connections.
Hello and welcome to the happening segment of Shell Point TV. I'm Caitlin Van Scoy and I'm here with Bev Chanley, and we're going to let you know everything that's happening Thursday. At 7:15 we have a Health Connections class, Bend, Breathe, and Balance in the Health Club. And at 8 o'clock the Men's Golf Association will be meeting at the Shell Point Golf Club. Pickleball will be played at 8 a.m. at the pickleball courts. And also at 8 a.m. the round robin doubles tennis will be there at the Woodlands tennis courts. 8:30 is the Paddlers Club. They'll head out for their weekly outing at the kayak storage. Samba the card game will be played at the Sable Room of the Woodlands at 9 o'clock. 9:15 is the time for shuffleboard at the shuffleboard courts behind the Resident Activity Center. And at 9:30 current events will be in the game room of the Woodlands. Ladies match play tennis will be at 9:30 at the tennis courts at the Woodlands. At 9:45 we have introduction to beginning line dancing down in the health club. Basic line dancing will be gathering at the health club at 10:15. At 10:15 we have a Health Connections class called How to Practice Food Safety Like an Expert. That's in the social center and you do need to sign up for that. Our last 10:15 activity is the poetry group gathering in the art studio. Our last morning activity is the Suzy Q at 11 o'clock. That'll be headed out to Rum Runners for lunch. You do need to sign up for that. Here's Bev to tell you all about our afternoon.
Thank you, Caitlin. We're going to start at 12:45 with Mahjong. That's played at the Library Lounge on the island. And the Butterfly Garden Committee meeting will be at the Butterfly Gardens at 1:15. We have a 1:30 Health Connections class, Aqua Pilates Stretch. That's at the Life Quest Aquatic Center. At 2 o'clock, the Stamp Ministry will be in the Stamp Room on the island. At 2:45, we have another Health Connections class, Balance and Mobility, Training Level 2. That's in the Health Club. Currently, that's full. We're going to jump to 4 o'clock where you'll find our seamstress at the Osprey Room for her weekly service. At 4:30, the Alcoholics Anonymous meeting will be in the Sable Room of the Woodlands. Pinochle will be played at the Library Lounge on the island at 6:30. And we round out the evening at 7 o'clock with Trailblazers Bible Study in the Game Room of the Woodlands. Well, we're sure glad you joined us today, and we will see you right back here tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Terry Kolath with your Academy information for Thursday. At 1 o'clock, I've Been Wondering will take place in the Grand Cypress Room of the Woodlands, and you can sign up right at the door.
Menus for Thursday. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter is General Tso's chicken with jasmine rice and stir-fried vegetables. The dinner special is the Crystal Carving Board for $13.95, and the soup of the day is potato leek. In the Island Cafe for lunch, the special is a seafood salad on a croissant with fresh fruit for $7.75. The dinner special is Thai night for $8.75. Dinner specials in the Palm Grill are ribeye for $19.95, or crab cakes. You can have 2 for $14.95, or 3 for $17.95. All menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Welcome to Village Church Connections. I'm David Pavey. There's a comment in the Old Testament of the Bible that caught my attention. He passed away to no one's regret. In other words, no one was sorry when he died, as a modern translation puts it. I quote 2 Chronicles 21:20, if you care to check out the story. But think about that. How would you like it on your tombstone? He passed away to no one's regret. When wicked King Jehoram died, all Judah heaved a sigh of relief, and it's not hard to understand why. His first act as king was to kill off all 6 of his younger brothers and some of Israel's nobles. Then he introduced to Jerusalem obscene practices associated with pagan religion, the religion of Tyre in Phoenicia. This man was a real bad egg if ever there was one. As a result, God directed Elijah the prophet to send the murderous monarch a letter warning of impending judgment, a prophecy which was soon fulfilled. Shortly thereafter, Judah was attacked, the palace was devastated, and most of the king's family taken hostage, and the king himself was inflicted with an incurable illness. After 2 years of suffering, the Bible tells us, his bowels came out because of the disease, and he died in great pain, to no one's regret. Good riddance, thought his subject. How sad to think of a man so wicked that no one regrets his death. Though even within our lifetime, we can think of more than one foreign leader who merits this epitaph. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him, said Mark Antony of Julius Caesar. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is oft interred with their bones. But while the flagrantly wicked may be the only ones who die to no one's regret, most of us strive to do something significant with our lives. We want to leave a legacy. John Fletcher, the playwright, put it this way: "'Tis not to die we fear, but to die poorly, to fall forgotten in a multitude." Some time ago, Dr. Tony Campolo, the Christian sociologist, reported on a survey given to men and women over 90 years of age. They were asked what they would do differently if they could live life over again. The overwhelming consensus was that they would do more that would live on after they died. They didn't want to die poorly, to fall forgotten in a multitude. They wanted to leave a legacy. And I'm talking example here, not money. Nobody living in our community is a stranger to memorial services. Most I have attended or even conducted have sent me home with a lot to think about regarding the legacy left by the deceased. It may have been their devotion to God, to family, to friends, to the church, to the poor and needy. It could have been their example, their teaching, their wisdom, their friendship, their help. Perhaps it was their generosity, or their faithfulness, their encouragement, their hospitality, their joy of living. The only thing that walks back from the tomb with the mourners and refuses to be buried is the character of a man, said the 19th century pastor J.R. Miller. We regret the passing of our loved ones. Sometimes when one person is absent, the whole world seems depopulated, wrote the French poet Lamartine. But they have left a legacy, an example to be emulated. The author of the letter to the Hebrews in the Bible makes a couple of references to those who died and left us a legacy, both of them having to do with faith. One reference concerns the son of Adam and Eve. Although Abel is long dead, he still speaks to us by his example of faith. Hebrews 11:4. The other verse is more general. Remember your leaders who spoke the word of God to you. Consider the outcome of their way of life and imitate their faith. Hebrews 13, verse 7. Remember, consider, imitate. What will be my legacy? What will be yours? When the day comes, I wonder who will regret my passing away and why. I don't flatter myself with the prospect of great crowds of mourners at my funeral, but I do want to accomplish things that will outlive my body. And I hope what I have said, my way of life, and my faith will be a blessing to somebody, that they will have cause to remember, consider, and imitate. After all, we all want to leave a legacy, don't you agree? And consider this, the only thing you take with you when you go is what you leave behind. And thank you for tuning in to Village Church Connections.
Thanks for joining us for today's program. Return tomorrow when Terry Kolath will visit with Gerald Langberg of Sundial to talk about his Florida bird safari adventure that you can enjoy without ever having to leave Shell Point. Plus, we'll recap the top stories from all of this week. Until then, this has been Shell Point Today for Thursday, June 11th. I'm Dan Philgreen, and from all of us here at Shell Point TV, we hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you again tomorrow.